Hi, welcome. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetrain.co.uk, and this time I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to create an image with the reflection. I'm going to take a screenshot of a website and I'll create a small version of this website with the reflection. Okay, so I'm here in Photoshop. Now I'm going to move into the web browser. This is an important step. I've got the Photoshop open already. So when I take a screenshot of the website, Photoshop will detect it automatically. I'll be able to paste it from the clipboard. So I'm jumping into web browser. I'm going to take a screenshot of this website. So I'll just use the print screen to take a screenshot. And I'll minimize it. And I'll go back in Photoshop. Now in Photoshop, I'll do File New to create a new document. And because I've copied the image to the clipboard, or the screenshot to the clipboard, Photoshop detects that and tries to create an image with the same dimensions as the clipboard. Okay, I'm going to start with the same dimensions. I'll just press OK, and I'll paste the image, edit, paste. This will paste the screenshot. Okay, it looks okay now. I don't need the browser window on it. Oh, I'll just leave it. Okay, it looks good. Right, now the image will be much smaller. I don't want to use such a big image. So I'll go to Image, and then Image Size, and I'll resize that. Let's see, I'll just make it 400 by 250 pixels, and I'll just press OK. And I'll just zoom in a bit. So this is the 100% view. Okay, looks good, looks fine. Now I'm going to expand the canvas to give it some space. I'll go to Image, Canvas Size, and I'm going to expand the canvas using pixels. I'll make it bigger. So for the width, I'll make that, let's say 800 pixels. For the height, I'll make it 600 pixels. And for the extension color, I'll just use white because my background color is white. So I'll just press OK. Now I'm going to fill this background layer with some gradient. Let's see. I'm just going to create a new layer on top of it. Okay, this would be the gradient. Just call it gradient. I'll call this layer 1 website. Okay, it looks good. It's on its own layer. Now on the gradient layer, I'm going to use the gradient tool. Okay, just go here, click and hold to select the gradient tool. Now for the colors, I'll use, let's see, maybe dark gray for the foreground, and for the background I'll use a dark blue color. Okay, and I'll use this gradient, foreground to background. Looks good. And I'm going to use reflected gradient. And on this page I'll just click and drag to fill it with gradient. Actually, I'm going to use it in the other direction. So I'm going to use reverse, and I'll just click and drag once again to use the blue and the gray. Now on the website layer, I'm going to first reposition it here, and I'll resize that. So I'll go to Edit, Transform, and I'll just use Free Transform, okay, in this case. And I'm just going to resize that a bit. Now I'm also going to hold the Control key, this will be Command key on a Mac, to distort it a bit in perspective. This starts looking good. Okay, something like that. Maybe a bit smaller. Okay, this looks good. We can screw it a bit. Okay, I'll just press OK. That looks fine. I'll give it some shadow as well. So in the layers panel, I'll add a drop shadow filter, and I'm going to give it some drop shadow. I'll change the angle. Okay, looks good. Just press OK. Now I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to hide that for now. I'm going to duplicate this layer. So, okay, this website layer, and I'm going to flip it. So go to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical, and I'll just move it down. This is the flipped version of the file. Now this doesn't look right yet, so I'm going to distort it a bit as well. So on this website, I'll just make that website reflection, so I know what it is. On this website reflection layer, I'm going to distort it, so I'll do edit free transform once again, and I'm actually going to move that. This looks good, and I'll move that so these images match. This looks okay, and maybe I'll just move it down a bit, just a pixel or two. Looks okay, or just a bit more, so I'll just use edit free transform. That looks better. Okay, looks good. Accept that. Now I'm going to add a mask to this layer because I want to mask the reflection. Well, first of all, I'm going to reduce the opacity of the layer. I'll drop it down a bit, say to about 50%. That looks good. Now I'll add a layer mask to it, and on this layer mask I'm going to use the gradient so to create fading effect. So I'm using the gradient tool once again. Now this time I'm using a gradient tool on the mask, so I'll make sure that the mask is selected. And this will be black and white gradient. I'm using the linear gradient from black to white. Okay. And I'm just going to click, or I'm not using reverse anymore, no, just black and white. If I just click and drag, that's what's going to happen. This corner will be hidden. I'm actually going to do it the other way around, so I'll start from here. I'll just drag upwards, maybe a bit more, just to create fading effects. Maybe even more from here. Just like that. This creates the reflection in the image using both layers. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Marek Mularczyk from scitraining.co.uk, one of the UK's leading specialists in Adobe Certified Training in Photoshop, Lightroom, Dreamweaver, Flash, Catalyst and Fireworks. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching.